Hey, honey, and welcome back. I'm Edna. It's very nice to meet you if I haven't before. And, welcome to my house. Well, right now you're in my garage. There's a lot of people upstairs. They're making a lot of noise. So I decided to come out here. It's nice and comfortable. And, yeah. So I'm not sure if you noticed, I'm doing something a little different. My computer's inside. I'm using my phone. Um, I actually got advice from one of my friends. His name's the Time Traveling Tailor. Um, he's a tailor. He sews things. He does videos. It's actually really interesting if you want to go check it out. Um, you won't be disappointed. It's exciting to watch him sew and tell the history of what's going on. So, anyway, thank you for that. Um, Also, thank you to some of my friends who I didn't actually say hi to last time. I wanted to say hi to Karen and Fred and Margot. Thank you for your support. You're very sweet. And I hope that you're having a great week. So, I only have two questions this week. And hopefully they'll be short. And I'll answer the first one. Because it's a little easier. It's from Fred. He wanted to know if it's he wants to know about recipes for a lovely spam dinner for a date. And I actually did some research, and it kind of depends on what you like. I actually came to a recipe for spam fried nice. I think it's called it. It was on the website. You take spam and you fry it with some vegetables and things in some oil. You get that all together. You fry some eggs, to I guess like a whatever consistency that you want. And then you have some peppers, some mixed vegetables, and you prepared some rice before that. So then you all put it all together, and then you fry that all up with some soy sauce, and then you've got some fried rice. Instead of pork fried rice, it's spam, which spam is kind of a mix of meats, I think. There's also spam frittata, which is kind of like the fried rice, except it's just the eggs and other ingredients. There's also spam grilled cheese if you're into that. So I hope that you're able to find something for a lovely date. You seem like a nice man, so I hope that you enjoy it, whatever dinner you have. Also, as for the lady who wants to sew her name in your underpants, that kind of weird. I guess if you're into it, then go for it. But she's a nice lady, then go for it. But otherwise, I'd watch it. That's sounds a little possessive to me. But it's up to you. You're a grown man. I know that you'll make the right choice. Um, so yeah, there's that. Now, as for Mrs. J, she had asked a question last week too, and she'd asked me about parenting advice, or parenting stories, and parenting uh, dating stories. So here you go. So yeah, let me think. I'm not sure if you know this, but I don't actually have any children. I'm an aunt. I have two nieces. The names are Dawn and Kelly. I've got other nieces and nephews, but Dawn and Kelly are the ones that I helped raise, and they're very sweet girls, very sweet. Sometimes not the smartest, but that's okay. One story comes to my mind particularly. It was Dawn and Kelly wanted to play cops and robbers, and I had this chair. It had two bars in the back for support, and a long bar up on the front, at the top of it. And so Dawn is the police officer. Kelly gets put in jail, and that's the jail. She's like leaning over the chair. But she decides to put her head through the bars. Now, mind you, I've told her hundreds of times, don't do that. I'm like, honey, just don't. It's not going to be comfortable for you. And she does it anyway. as kids do. And she stuck her head through, and she got stuck. After I got done laughing a little bit out of the room, I came back and I greased her head and tried to pull her out. Unfortunately, Kelly has an unusually large head, and so I had to go get a handsaw. I threatened to like just grab an axe and like hack it out. That frightened her to the point of tears and peeing on herself a little bit. So she was like 7 at the time, and that was wrong on me. You don't threaten to take an axe around your child. Um, but so I ended up going and getting a saw because I had to get her head out. She was uh, starting to freak out a little bit. So I got the handsaw and I saw the bars around her. It was like tiny blade, and she got out and she was fine. We ended up getting her all cleaned up, and then um, I thought that she learned from the experience. Unfortunately, the next day, she got her head stuck in a railing at her parents' house. Children do not learn quickly sometimes, and she's proof of that. So that's my funniest child story. I'd love to tell you more about Dawn and Kelly later, but that one is my favorite for right now. As for dating story, I dated a lot in my youth. I dated a man that I later married, um, and then no, I don't talk about him anymore. And but this one date that we went on, he wanted to go to the park, and he went to go get ice cream. It was a public park, um, and it was big enough that it had like a lake or whatever, and it had an ice cream stand. So he goes to go get the ice cream, and then he ends up coming back in like 2 seconds before he gets to me. A goose comes out of nowhere and like honks loudly at him. He almost trips over it, and he ends up throwing the ice cream in the air, and one of the ice cream cones hit him. It hit the goose, and one of them hits me. The goose went crazy, started honking up a storm, got mad at my friend, my boyfriend at the time, and started chasing him around, and ended up almost biting him. It was exciting to watch, and we finally were able to get rid of the goose. And then my date ended up helping to clean me up. He went and got some paper towels or whatever. But it was enjoyable. It was exciting. Unfortunately, it didn't work out between us, but it was an exciting date. If you want to hear any more, I can tell you more about them later. But I got a chicken pot pie I need to make, so I got to get going. But I hope that you enjoyed that story. It was fun. I hope that you have a great week. Thank you. Bye-bye, friends.